What's going on, y'all? Another week, another geek. We are back at it again with another episode of the Why I'm Geeked show. And today, not only is it episode 127, but we talking Avatar today. Not the blue people. We're talking Avatar: The Last Airbender. Chris, how you feeling today, Brody?
Oh, excited, man. It's one of those episodes where a lot of fire is going to come out on this one. And I hope we come to a consensus on this one because we may have some back and forth. But how you doing, G?
I'm good. I'm excited. I just literally finished the show. Cause I like to do things. I like to space it out so I can remember as much as possible before we record these. But this is a story we know well. You know, I've watched Avatar probably more times than I should have, because it was like one of the first. It was one of the first things like I really watched on Netflix, like when it originally came out. Because I watched it on Nickelodeon, obviously on TV.
Okay.
Yeah, I obviously watched it on TV, but like it didn't capture me like that. I just thought it was cool, so I watched it when I saw it, type thing. I was more Cartoon Network kid, you know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
So especially by that point, by the time that came out, but obviously I watched it, you know what I'm saying? But it's like when I saw it was on Netflix, I'm like, oh dang. There's a lot of episodes. I could just literally watch the whole thing. So just like for this to finally come to fruition after the travesty that was the first movie. The travesty, like that was like, I don't know. What did you think of the movie initially? Like
M. Night Shyamalama Ding Dong just always just gets his sticky hands and stuff that it shouldn't be at. And gosh, that movie was so horrible. I mean, back in high school, like senior year, we all watched it in class and clowned on it again. It was that bad.
Man.
Like everyone who's never even heard of Avatar, when they saw that movie, they were like, yeah, this is a bad movie. Like what?
Yeah. And there was like so much anticipation too, because like initially
that first trailer was pretty good.
That's what I'm saying. It looks
intense. Like,
yeah, like the way it looked was like, oh, this might be the one.
Big budget.
But it didn't turn out that way. we haven't got anything ever since.
Like 2 minutes in the movie, I was like, yo,
frame one.
What?
Bro. Who is that? But after that, I thought it was over for Avatar, but then came Korra. And I didn't watch Korra until mad late, just because I was just like, why would I watch this when Avatar is like already amazing? Like I don't really need to watch this. I wasn't really interested in it as well until it got on streaming again. So that's a trend how it has been for me. But let's talk about this actual show, man. First things first, bro. What you rocking with? If you had to bend one element, what would it be? And this is like all forms.
With my childhood. I'm gonna stick with the childhood.
Okay.
I always wanted to be an airbender. I thought it was so
my
cool.
gosh.
I thought they were the coolest. I was like, yeah, I can't do the water because I'm not taking around no water jug to fight people. And firebenders are cool, but it's just something about those airbenders being able to warp into a ball. And that was like back then when like Naruto was out and about and he made that Rasengan, and I was like, yo, airbending. And then he actually did the what was it, Wind Rasen Shuriken, and I was like, yo, that's what I'm talking about. Aang, we in there. So I gotta stick with airbending. I always wanted to do that. What about you?
I don't want to say it. It's in my nature, bro. Like red is my favorite color. You know. I'm Sagittarius. Like I always pick the fire starter in Pokemon. You know what I'm saying? Like, and Zuko is elite, bro. Like, what we talking about? I would have been a firebender, bro. I wouldn't have been like, I wouldn't have been
The
in the
normal
military.
ones.
Yeah, I wouldn't have been in the military or anything like that. I might have done something a little bit more creative, or I don't know. I ain't no war. I wouldn't have been in the war, but if I had to bend anything, it would be that. And then also, we skip ahead a little bit, it would be lava bending. That would be fire. I like lava bending, but
Oh yeah,
that
yeah,
doesn't exist yet.
yeah. One day,
But
one day.
one day, hopefully we get to that point.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll
But
see if we get a live action of that too.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. So, first impressions, bro. What did you think of Avatar: The Last Airbender live action?
Oh, I mean, first impression is definitely this thing looked good.
Yeah.
Like I kind of sat there and thought they put some money into this, or AI generation is going ridiculous, or like, am I watching something that was supposed to come out as a movie? Because it looks
Hmm.
top tier, especially even if I just compare it to the Last Airbender, the movie. I
Yeah.
mean, it looks like a big budget movie, and that was definitely my first impression.
Hmm.
Um, was there more that you thought when you first saw it, or?
I just wanted them to say his name right. That was
Oh,
the
so you
first
were
thing I
waiting for
was
the
looking for.
name.
I was waiting for the name, bro. Like that scarred me, bro, because I just could not
Yeah.
believe that it was just like we gonna rename him, bro. Like, what are we talking about? Um, because especially too because it's like it's an American freaking cartoon, so
Mhm.
there should be no translation issues or like not issues, but you know what I'm saying. Like it shouldn't have been that difficult. Like the one thing, you know. So
Yeah.
initially I started off like looking more so off like at authenticity. Like I just wanted to make sure like I'm watching this like the right thing, you know, because when the trailer first came out and we first saw all of those the images and stuff like that of what we're gonna see, I was like, oh, this is abnormally crispy, bruh. Like, what
Yeah.
cameras are they using? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. The
And
fire, man, the fire bending looked on point. They made sure
yeah,
on the storyboard, fire bending has to look cool. Because
yeah,
in the movie, it was not.
yeah, yeah. And then also like the colors as well, like how contrasting Aang looked compared to like all the ice, and then um just how the fire, like firebenders, like it wasn't just fire, it was light. So the way they use light and how like scenes were shot, and like it was so many things I was like, bro, this is amazing. I could watch this all day. You know what I'm saying? Like like at frame one, episode one, I was like, they doing it. I was right. So last week, Chris was talking about something. We're gonna have to see. We're gonna have to clip if they're gonna be able to do it. I think as far as episode one goes, they was on the right track. But yeah, after that, I didn't really have no doubts per se. I was just more so like, all right, now I'm about to just kind of lock in for the show.
Mhm.
Um, but as far as like what really changed for me while watching this was how I view live action, and I think it's. I want to hear your opinion on what I'm about to say. Um, I think now more so than anything, if a live action adaptation is bad, it's because either the story was bad from the jump, like it wasn't a good story, or there's too many uh, liberties taken with the script. So what we've been seeing in Marvel, right? Where it's like there's this bigger overarching idea that everybody is excited for. We gotta flip it. We gotta do something different. Versus like sticking strictly to the source material. And especially if the source material is already something animated, like that is how you do something good. And I think not only this show, but One Piece showed like, oh yeah, there's no holes in this story at all. So that's what I think. So what do you think about that?
Yeah, I 100% agree. It always goes back to sometimes when I see movies that are recreated from books.
Yeah.
People always say like the books were better, the books were better, you know.
Hmm.
And it's the same thing with animation, that it's just something that everyone's gonna have to deal with. That the animated version is gonna be better. They get
Hmm.
more emotions, things on the screen. Fight scenes look better, faster, stronger. And they can really nail home better storylines. And same thing with Avatar. Even I watched a little bit of the original animated Avatar Last Airbender today.
Hmm.
And just right away, it's just nice and neat. And the story, the way it flows and progresses, it's just really well crafted that it's really hard to
Yeah.
poke holes in it. And I only watched 5 episodes. And
Hmm.
five, that's a lot. But
Yeah.
literally, even Zuko's character and Sokka's character just have so much life in the animated one. So
Hmm.
when it comes to live action, it's just always going to be a little bit shorter.
Yeah. Yeah. Because when you look at the live action, they are trying to encompass a whole series, a whole season, like a whole book into 8 episodes.
Mm,
So all of those like side quests and character development moments that, we get to appreciate in the longer running animated shows, um, don't always end up in the live action, and then, you know, characters suffer from that. So do you feel like any of the characters suffered from this live action adaptation? Curious to see
uh-oh.
what you think.
Uh-oh.
Let's get into it, bro.
Bro, it's going to be the main 3 for me. Like
Yeah.
still the main 3, I sort of wish. I think Zuko's character and Iroh were
Hmm.
amazing.
Hmm.
I don't know how it happened either, because when they first appeared on screen, I was like, man, we're gonna have to see. We gonna have to see. And
Yeah.
it just really grew on me like, yo, I need to see more of these two, and it's really
Hmm.
working. But the main 3, I kind of just wish one of them was like much stronger, and then like the
Hmm.
other two are lacking. But overall, as like a group, I'm not sure if they need another year and then it'll start gelling with me or something like that. But
Hmm.
it just wasn't quite right. It kind of felt like they were just like playing these roles in the show,
Hmm.
and I kind of just wish I had more of, those characters.
Yeah.
Like even sometimes with Aang, my main gripe was this dude would something would be happening and then he automatically goes into like the most reasonable person ever. And I
Yeah,
was like, bro, I
bro.
don't
Yes.
buy this.
Yes. Keep going. Keep going.
Like, did it not feel weird to you where he
Yeah.
was like, sometimes you just gotta look at life this way? And I'm like,
And they
bruh.
be like, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
I be like, bro, shut up, man, bro. This is like, bro, you are absolutely right. I'm glad you brought that up because that is like the main issue I have with the big three. That's what I'm gonna call them.
Yeah. Big three.
Because I think the relationship between Katara and Sokka is good, and I think their chemistry, like when they're all together, is fine. But like, I think Katara and Sokka had some moments where I was like, "Oh, that was good," and I was like, "Oh, that hit me." But Aang just like, I think the actor for Aang is good, and I think his
Yeah.
his like his tone and um like just his mannerisms and things like that are very reminiscent of Aang in the
Yep.
animated series. But I think it's the cadence and how they answer things and how like they have
Yep.
those conversations that do that. So like you were saying, like Aang would go from moping about like, oh, this is all my fault. Oh my gosh, I can't believe this. I failed. Da 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 da. And Katara and Sokka would like, try to build him up, encourage him a little bit, and they'll say something that makes complete sense, right? And it's like what you would want to hear if like you're like going through a time. But instead of addressing it, this man comes up with a random person that said, "Oh yeah, you know what? Master Master Giwe, whatever his name was, told me one
Gyatso.
time. Gyatso, yeah. I'm thinking Oogway from Kung Fu Panda, but he told me that you know the sky is blue and that's why I should smile in the morning. Like something
Yeah.
random that doesn't even address what we've been talking about, and then he's just randomly okay. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just like, bro, they gotta fix that. They gotta fix that. So I'm
There's like
glad you brought that
in
up.
the in Avatar, they had better nuance of him navigating,
Yeah.
him trying to understand the role of he's the Avatar.
Hmm.
And like there was even like it's just those conversations in the show. It's just not correct. Like I don't know
Yeah.
if they need to rewrite it if the script is bad cuz to me it's like maybe they could have worded it better. Maybe it's the delivery for me. There's just something
Hmm.
wrong with it. And like you said, the actor is fine for Aang. I mean, Sokka and Katara, I feel like they need to have a stronger Katara too, because she
Yeah.
is such
Her voice is
a
soft.
glue in the show, you
Yeah.
know?
Hmm. I
And
agree.
she starts doing some cool stuff. And
Hmm.
that's why I'm just wondering, like, if this is season 1 and they do get it season 2, which I do think they will,
Yeah.
I'm just thinking maybe one more year of acting, they can nitpick a little bit more and then they'll probably nail it. Because
Hmm.
I just feel like they did Zuko right, where it was like serious, like a little bit like disgruntled,
Hmm.
and then
Angsty.
that little respect. Yeah. He wasn't like full angsty like
Yeah.
Zuko,
Right.
but it was still where I kind of watched it. I was like, you know what?
Hmm.
This is good. This is a good cast.
Hmm.
So it's just like I wish the big three just had a little bit more moments where it did feel like they're delivering the lines
Yeah.
right and correctly.
Yeah.
Especially Sokka, because I feel like a lot of his character development was thrown out the window for this I'm a protector role. Like
Yeah.
at one episode, this dude said I'm a protector like 5 times. I was like, bruh,
Right.
all
Well,
right.
you gotta realize, bro. They had to take all the what you call out. What is the word? Um,
Oh, sexism, yeah,
yeah, that
yeah.
they had to take all that part out so we don't get to see the growth no more. It's
Yeah,
just
and it's weird because I get it,
yeah.
but like part of that, it just made sense because even Sokka would make jokes like,
Hmm.
for Katara, like, "Oh, you're a woman and you're good at
Yeah.
this part, and I'm good at like fighting and gathering and stuff
Right.
like that." And it's like, "No, you
Right.
not!"
Yeah.
Like, "No, you
Bro,
not!" And it
fooling
would
himself. Yeah.
it worked perfectly if they established that in the beginning, and then he meets
Hmm.
Suki, and then he becomes more of a warrior,
Yeah.
just to ultimately flip at the very end, just like in the show,
Hmm.
where Master Paku won't teach Katara because she's a woman.
Yeah. Because I think for me, I think they had better moments when they're not together. Like I think they're
Yeah,
stronger apart right now than they are together as a unit in their uh dialogue, because with Katara, she in the animated series, like she had way more bite to her. Like she'll
yeah,
snap
way
on you
more.
real quick, and she has her quirks and stuff like that in this series, but it was more so like I'm waiting for that fire to start building up in her, to where it's like she finally got there in the final um part of the season, as far as like her
Yeah.
standing up. But it's those conversations, like when Sokka and her had that initial fight, and she's like, "You're not that," and I was like,
Mhm.
"That could have been better, bruh. Like you weren't mad enough. Like she needs
Yeah.
more like." Like what I'm saying, like more movement, and it's kind of like her face never really changes, like even though her tone in her the volume of like the level that she's speaking does, but her facial expressions don't really like hit in that same way, as far as like she's mad. Like so because the real test is when Toph pull up. When Toph pull up, that rivalry has got to deliver. Um and I also think it has to do with the portions of the season that they took out. So like if you really think about it, they never really they haven't really dealt with anything up until the final episode. So like there are portions, especially in Omashu, where it was like, yo, youngins might die. Like they might not make it out. Before youngins knew that it was rock candy, like they just thought it was a crystal that, they were trapped. So they didn't take that part. They took that part out. They took like all of Boomy's trials were toned down. And then Katara and Sokka weren't trapped in the rock candy and forcing Aang to like really turn up. And as far as like that connection and that chemistry that we get to see over the course of the anime series, it's like, dang, is this the part that you wanted to? Because when they showed the rock candy, like it wasn't like the rock candy part like wasn't a good animation or anything. Like it was good. So I'm like, I don't know why they skipped that part. So it was like things like that.
For a question for you, how did you
Mhm.
feel about the decision to, for this series to kind of merge episodes together or
Mhm.
sort of do their own retelling of, book one?
It feels like um they're like leaning heavy on the legend aspect of the Avatar. So like word of mouth to justify not, having certain portions that, we get to see Aang develop and stuff like that um in the actual series. So we all hear about like, oh yeah, didn't he do this and didn't he do that? And I'm like, I mean, yeah, he did, but we didn't get to really see it.
But
So
did you like that Omashu was like Jet's story and Boomy
mhm.
along with, was there another story in there at the same time?
So there's
Maybe Zuko?
Zuko, yeah, so Zuko in the blue mask or whatever. Um there was a
Yeah, that
portion
was
of
a
that.
merger too.
That was a merger, yeah. So like the actual mergers I'm fine with as far as like what they're trying to accomplish and doing that, but it's it's kind of just like the ones they choose and the ones they don't choose. That for me was like, I don't know if that was the right choice. Like I think the one that comes to mind initially was the Omashu part where they went into the mountain, where
Mhm.
they cut a whole lot of parts of that out. And then the other part was like when Aang went into the spirit world and just left
Yeah.
Katara and Sokka's bodies there for the
Yeah,
elements to
they
like,
merged the Heibai spirit with
yeah.
Ko and the solstice of
Hmm.
temple in like one episode.
Yeah, so those are like the 2 points that stick out to me the
Maybe two.
most. That was like a little bit too jarring because there was a portion where it's like the pacing was just like, yo, um, like for one, when Aang went to go see Roku, right?
Mhm.
Bro flew all the way there, right?
Yeah.
Just straight time skip. That didn't take no time to get there, right? And then essentially got captured or whatever. But like once he got back, I was like, yo, how'd you get your flying stick back? We didn't see that. We didn't see
Mhm.
you pick it up till like before you got captured
I
and
don't
when
even
you
think I
left.
noticed that when I was watching.
Like before Zuko saved him, stuff like that. I'm like, bro. So there's certain liberties that like they're going to have to take to do this, but it's just like I don't know why 8 is the number that they always end up on to say like, yeah, this is the right amount of episodes, right? When they could just space it out a little bit more.
Yeah, I definitely think 2 more episodes would have helped out the series.
Mm-hmm.
Like they could have had the
Yeah.
same exact stuff. I just think 2 more episodes, more interaction moments, better lines, and
Yeah.
space it out to so the flight to the Fire Nation doesn't seem so ridiculous like you're saying.
Mm-hmm. Because even like the that portion where Aang got hunted down by the bounty hunter,
Yeah.
that was a way better like at way better moment in the regular show or the animated show than it was in the live action, because in the live
Mhm.
action it was just like super quick,
Yeah.
so it's like they're they're touching a lot of these moments within the season, and I think as far as like the order in which it goes and like how much they show and how much they don't is fine. But when you advertise characters like that are like really cool, I would like to see more of them. You know,
Yeah.
and even like I think the reason why, like you were saying before, that Zuko and Uncle Iroh had like were so good was because anytime they showed the Fire Nation, it was most of the time it was between them two.
Mm.
Like, they were having a conversation. So as far as like lines, they probably had some of the most lines on the series. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like,
definitely.
so I think that's why. Like, and it's just we already have a judgment of like, if we like these characters and if we don't like these characters too. That we have to factor in. But overall, I think it's just like for 8 episodes, like I definitely could watch that joint back to back to back to back to back to back, like,
Yeah.
and it'll be fine. You know, I space it out
Yeah, it
on
was definitely
purpose,
entertaining.
but that joint was good. Like it
Mm.
was like, regardless of like the criticisms that we've had, I don't think you can deny that it didn't live up to expectations. But it's like, all right, now that y'all shown of what y'all got for the first one, which I think the first book is like, to me, the worst, the least, like what's the word? The first book is not the best book essentially. So
Mm.
I'm glad to see this now. So how are they going to build up, later on?
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, so like, what did you think of like the kind of just like how the world stands right now as far as like what they told us and what we already know to be true, and
I
how it
mean,
kind of ended.
they're definitely creating like their own version of the same story, and
Mm,
it's interesting. I do like the idea of the end of this series. We went the whole way of Aang not learning waterbending
yeah,
and not even knowing
not even trying.
that Sozin Comet is even coming.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's even a thing. So, it really puts it in coming up season book two.
Yeah.
I want to say season, but book two.
Mm-hmm.
That Aang is gonna realize, oh my gosh, I have only a few, what was it, winter solstice, I think,
Yeah.
to defeat the Fire Nation.
Mm-hmm.
How the heck am I gonna do that? I thought I had all the time in the world,
Yeah.
boost and really get the pressure going on Aang because he really didn't have it,
Mm-hmm.
book one, and I really like that, and hopefully, I wasn't a big fan. We didn't talk about her. I wasn't a big fan of Azula.
Yeah. Not yet.
Uh, I really hope this is another character that just grows on me season
Mm-hmm.
two.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, and it did bother me. What was with the blue flame thing? Like
What do you mean?
she had
She didn't
red
have.
flames, and then
Yeah.
it would randomly turn blue a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just like, didn't she always have blue flames? Like, what? Why was that
I
such
don't
a?
know if she always had it. I don't remember per se, but
Oh yeah, like a kid. Yeah,
yeah, like I don't know if we was already seeing her so early too.
yeah.
Like I
So
don't
I was
remember
just
that.
like, bro, she just has blue fire. Just make her look cool. And then I did
Mm-hmm.
not like when she used lightning.
Mm-hmm.
It, I guess it kind of bothered me when we went like just that I'm so used to them doing the martial arts to
Mm-hmm.
try to
To learn
generate
it.
the
Yeah.
energy.
Mm-hmm.
And that was like a whole big thing of Zuko generating energy and doing the correct movements so lightning can flow through his body before he even
Yeah.
does it. And
Yeah.
then in this universe, they kind of make it look like a power, like I'm about to do some lightning.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, bruh, okay. And then she
Well,
does the movements and then does
yeah,
it, but I'm just like,
master, bro.
yeah, it's just kind of like it, Avatar is built so much in those like martial arts and these
Mm-hmm.
bending forms and how it's similar to like what you're doing, like fire, earth, being very
Yeah.
rock steady to the ground and having all these movements that are like kind of matches the element you're dealing with. So for her to just straight up like be like "Pow,"
Yeah.
lightning, I was like, yo, wait a minute. So she did the movement. But I'm like, just do the movement first. Have the
Right.
lightning start trickling out, and then do it. Like it. We've
Yeah.
seen it. We've seen
Hmm.
it. How it's done.
Yeah. Yeah. I think
But
you're right.
I do like the way where it's going, and I think it's gonna lead to an exciting book two, and
Yeah.
a much more, uh, like burst back onto the scene. Episode 1 and 2, like a lot of stuff is gonna happen as soon as they hit Omashu. I mean,
Yeah.
it's gonna go
Gonna go up.
ridiculous.
It's gonna go up, bro. Because
And
they
do
barely
you
use the
believe they're
little
gonna do?
Maryland. I say Maryland, the mailing service. They barely use that junk.
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
mad
like
about that.
Do you think they're gonna do a time jump where he just automatically learns waterbending? Uh, episode 1, like we skip. He's
No,
already
there's
mastered,
no
and it's like
way.
Master Aang.
Well, I don't know about master. I think he'll learn it easier. I mean, cause like that is a whole portion in itself. Cause I think you're right. I'm thinking back to this whole first book. There was no real training arc in
Yeah,
it.
not for Aang.
Not for Aang. Katara had a little baby one, but it was more so like
Yeah,
she was learning, and they weren't really explaining too much on how bending really works just yet. But I think that her and Aang do need to have their beef because they already thrown out the word master with Katara, so it's just like they just kind
they
of
just skipped it.
yeah, they kind of just doing whatever they want to. Cause like with the book two, that's when Azula should really shine. Cause as of right now, she was more so like a mystery before. Like we knew that she was like
Yeah,
supposed to be like, oh, like who is that? Like, oh, Azula? Like he has a sister type beat, like, you know? And there wasn't as many flashbacks that I thought there was gonna be in this season, as far as like seeing them train. And I don't know. I was just glad kinda that they had like some of the moments that like are super famous in Avatar, like the Cabbage Man.
mm.
I'm glad I thought they was gonna leave my man's out
Yeah.
initially.
I knew they was gonna be in there.
Cause they pump faked first though. They pump fake. That's what got me like, oh man, they ain't even do the thing. But I don't know. When I look at the whole series in total, I think they do a good job in the beginning of establishing the world, and then towards the end it ends strong. Like it ended
Yeah,
really
definitely,
strong. But the
real
middle
strong.
portion had its like ebbs and flows, but it was still pretty solid. Um, what did you think of all the avatars in those conversations?
I mean, it was tough. It was really cool, and one thing I really liked about like seeing more of the Avatar conversations,
Yeah.
it gave them more liberty to like expand the lore of the Avatar in like
Mhm.
ways that, I mean, I've seen the show so many times that
Yeah.
I was like, yo, yeah, I do want to learn more. I do want to learn more about Ko and how was it Avatar Karuk? Like
The
what
water one.
exactly went
Yeah.
down? And like, oh, I can't go into the Avatar state. And I was like,
Yeah.
oh,
It's like my body.
yeah. And then like just seeing Roku talk about
Yeah.
Avatar Kyoshi and how, oh yeah, she tough like that.
Hmm.
She like this. Like
Right.
I was like, yo, I really just enjoy that.
Yeah.
And I know going forward, I think he only talks like two more avatars.
Hmm.
I want to say maybe one. And um oh, wow, it's actually in book 3 he starts talking to like multiple avatars to figure out like the
How
ultimate
to do it.
decision. But
Yeah.
but
Because they're gonna be like,
overall, I
I ain't gonna
really
say it.
like seeing them. Yeah, I really like seeing them. And then whenever they use the avatar state, it was like must watch on the screen.
Kiyoshi, bro. Yoshi might
Like
have
that's
the
what I'm
best
saying. It's like
scene, bro.
movie theater production when
Yeah.
Kyoshi appeared on the screen, and
Yeah.
they did not play when it came to the Avatar state.
Hmm.
And I just
Even
really appreciate those parts.
yeah, even the freaking kaiju, bro. Like that looked way better than I was expecting it to. 'Cause anytime somebody big buys things, everything seems to get dark, right?
And You know one thing about that? I didn't catch this in the animation. I may have to watch. Well, I am watching it again, but
Hmm.
they made a point that the it's the other spirit merging with Aang, and he's no longer the Avatar. And
Yeah,
I don't even
I don't
think that
remember
was
that
a
either.
thought. I thought Aang just went into the Avatar state and became a fish.
Yeah, he was
But like,
mad. I thought it was because
yeah,
he was
this
mad.
explanation was like big brain, where I was like, oh my god,
Hmm.
that's so much
Right.
cooler that he like merged with the ocean spirit, and
Hmm.
now they're just gonna just destroy everything.
Yeah, and it
Like,
actually looked like a fish this time too. Before in the
yeah, it
animated
100% makes sense.
in the animation, I didn't know what I was looking at. I was just like, that's a lot of water. That's all I knew.
Yeah, I was like, oh, he really tapping into the water right now. I'm
Yeah.
gonna use all the water, right?
And he
But
was like extra crispy too while like they showed his scenes. He was having
mhm.
a little Drake moment, bruh. The what's that album, bruh? With the clouds. What's the album with the side profile? They
Oh
kept
yeah,
giving him a
yeah, yeah.
side profile
They
in that
did,
joint.
they did. But that giant kaiju was amazing, and
Hmm.
I mean that's another just must see. This is what I'm talking about. Big budget box office stuff, because that was so
Yeah.
cool. Them defeating him coming right back, making that big body slam, tidal wave, tsunami,
Hmm.
whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
It was really epic to see on screen.
Mm. You know what pissed me off though?
But
Guitar whispering to Aang while he like thousands, 500 feet away.
stop
Like,
it!
bro, what are we
He could
doing,
not hear
bro?
you.
He could
He
not hear
could.
you, bro. I was just like, yo, there's so much water going past him right now.
Yeah,
There's no
yeah. I think
way.
everyone thought that, bro. I think everyone was like, "This girl is like, stop, stop right now." No,
Like,
no way.
and I was just thinking, bro, like like the citizens of these towns have no lines, bro. Like they just sit
Yep.
around and watch
Yeah.
Katara say those things, and they're just looking. And like when they do speak, that joint geeks me, bro, because it's like this happened twice. In the first initial episode, when the firebenders attacked the the northern air temple or whatever, or the
Mm.
southern air temple, and the dude was like, "We're under attack." Oh no, he was like, "Brothers and sisters, we're
Brothers
under
and sisters, yeah.
attack." I was like, "Bro, you ain't had enough time to say all that, bro. Just say we under
Yeah.
attack." Like, you wasted so much time trying to get that
Yeah,
whole
just
sentence
scream
out.
firebenders or something. Yeah.
Yeah, bro. I was like, "What are you doing?" Like, brothers and sisters. I was like, that didn't make no sense to me. And then in the last episode or whatever, where dude that was supposed to marry the princess but
Yeah.
got curved,
Sokka.
he was like, "You go, we'll hold them all,"
Oh,
or whatever,
yeah.
right? I was like, bro, he ain't holding nothing at all. But it got me to thinking though, like, why they ain't just burn them up? Like, they are the most flammable warriors on in like in this universe, bro. You know, all that fur, and it's
Yeah.
like, but I had to think like, so there's probably a certain amount that of infantry that's not firebenders. Like, not everybody
Oh, true.
in the
True.
military is probably not firebenders or benders in general.
Yeah.
Cause I'm like, yo, these sticks ain't finna do nothing, bro. Like, what are we talking
I mean, that
about?
was like in the show too. They was trying to
Yeah,
poke stuff. You never stabbing nothing.
yeah, bro. Might be worse than freaking stormtroopers. I don't know,
Yeah.
but yeah, I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Uh, I think, yeah, I think the only other thing that I was impressed by or whatever was like we were talking about before with the different avatars and the water one. I'm so bad with names. I can't think of his name. But
Group.
how like everybody was like kind of hating on him. But then when you
Yeah.
found out why he was over there, he was fighting a whole different war
Yeah.
that people wouldn't even understand. But because I have the context of Korra,
Yep.
I'm like, oh, it hits even that much deeper because the spirit world
Yeah.
and how it ties into the physical. So, how'd you feel about Zhao though? We ain't talking
I'm
about
not gonna
Zhao,
lie,
bro.
I like the actor.
Zhao was
I
good.
just I just thought like he wasn't like big and commanding because
Yeah.
he was in season 1. Like this man was he was kind of
Running the
Sun and
show.
Zuko in the show.
Yeah.
So like in this one, I was like, oh, it's like a different take. He's just like a normal commander type thing. But
Hmm.
I liked the actor, and then towards the end, especially, this actor
Yeah.
started getting in his groove, like
Yeah.
just
He was in his
playing in like
bag.
yeah, like you know what? I'll command a Zhao. I'm about to become the Moon Slayer. I was
Right.
like,
I was like, yo, that's hard.
yeah,
So yeah, but it's crazy because like actor, I think his name is like Dan. I don't know, but he's super capable, like of
mm,
being like super tough as far as like martial arts and stuff goes. But he's just older now, so I guess he might not want to do all that. But seeing him play this character, I was like, bro, I've seen him before. It's the lamb shots that get me though. Like that, I
yeah.
couldn't figure out who it was, so I had to look it up. Um, but by now I don't forgot the name. But you know, I just think this is joint is good, bro. I think it's really good.
Oh, you really like it?
Yeah, I'm finna rewatch it, bro. I ain't gonna cap. I ain't gonna
Yeah.
cap. Um, but it did what it was supposed to do, bro. And I just appreciate it. Appreciate what it is and what it could be. Cause it's like, bro, if you really think about what these live actions are doing, it's like they really are like they're like kind of just like bridging the gap. Like they're like the spark notes of the original series. So like,
True. I think that's probably the best way to put it.
yeah, because we're always looking at it. At least I am. I'm always looking at it from the anime standpoint of like people wanting to get into anime, and this might be the thing that draws them. But now it's more so like, nah, like I just want to see these shows that I love be made into live action more than
Uh-oh,
anything.
they're getting you. They're
Like,
getting you.
yeah, bro. I mean, we've had a few good ones recently, so
Yeah, we did.
but
We did.
I don't know. It's still they still getting better at it, but Netflix is doing that joint, so can't be too mad at it. You ready to get a score for it?
Um, sure. I may go a little longer,
All
but
right,
yeah, I think I'm ready.
all right. What you got?
So this is gonna be tough for me.
Yeah, it fluctuates. It fluctuates.
I'm gonna give it a 7.
Whoa! No
Yeah,
way!
I'm gonna give it a 7.
No
I'm giving
way!
it a 7. And
Yeah.
I was battling of giving it an 8, but
Yeah.
I'm gonna land on 7. And the main reason why is I kinda can't get over the fact that the big 3 are not even close to like my favorite character.
Hmm.
And then it does remind me that when those characters aren't like hitting on all cylinders, it kind of messes up a lot of the episode for me. Now, the
Hmm.
surrounding stuff like Boomy's arc, Ko's arc, the whole story with Ko redone, I thought it was really, really, really cool, really interesting. But it's just kind of like I always feel
Spooky.
like the delivery of Aang doesn't hit right in this situation or that
Yeah.
situation. And it just bothers me because I'm like, oh, that could have been a really good episode. That was pretty good, but it's just like, dang, that main character is just solid.
Hmm.
And really need those 3 to take another step up
Hmm.
because I think Zuko, to be honest, I think he's perfect now. Like at
Yeah.
first, I wasn't too sure.
I
He
think
got a little
Sokka's good
egg
too.
shaped head. Oh,
I
you
think
like Saga?
I think Sokka's good too. I think it's Aang and Katara right now.
Okay, I could see
Fumble in
that.
the bag.
Yeah, and it's just like I don't think they're bad.
Hmm.
I'm just maybe I'm putting them in. I see too much child acting going on,
Hmm.
and everything else seems well built.
Yeah.
So I really need them to step it up. The action scenes are the highest of high quality.
Hmm.
And yeah, I kind of wish there was 2 more episodes. I wish there was more Appa. They try to do a Momo scene. It
Oh,
really
Momo.
isn't.
I forgot that
Uh,
happened too.
yeah.
I
And
forgot.
I just feel like we did lose a lot of character building for Aang being the Avatar, coming back 100 years, and kind of having this battle with himself, being like, I never wanted to be the Avatar. I have to take
Yeah.
this responsibility and dealing with it, like him just learning waterbending and being better than Katara, like you said, was like a driving factor of like, I'm so good, but Katara should be helping him, but
Mm-hmm.
she's frustrated that she's not capable bender. Like, there's a lot of these little nuances that don't even happen. But when you think about what they're trying to do, they're trying to retell this, repackage this, and try to create something new and fresh for both someone who's never seen it and someone who's already seen it where, oh wow, that was even more detailed than I remember. So I really
Mm-hmm.
like what they're doing. Maybe 10 episodes. I mean, I don't think you can get better production fights
Yeah.
wise. I think they got the fights down,
Mm-hmm.
but it just a lot of it makes me feel like we're so close to being there,
Yeah.
and maybe book 1 is a 7 and then book like 2 is the 9s to 10s. You know,
Mm-hmm.
like wow, we're really about to be in for a treat. So I Netflix, don't drop this one. This
Yeah.
one has a lot of potential, and please, child actors, grow up just a little bit. Grow up, because it goes for Azula too. Because if Azula and Toph fumble next season, I mean, this thing's
I
gonna
need Azula to
collapse.
get more sinister, bro. Right
Yeah,
now,
she's
she's
not
just
sinister
mad.
at all.
Yeah, she's just mad right now. Like she's not like Azula is sinister, bro.
And I do like the take on Firelord
Was
Ozai,
I?
how it's kind of like he was pushing
Mm-hmm.
both his kids against each other instead of
Yeah.
like in the show you kind of get a feeling
Nothing.
that nah,
He ain't
forget
got nothing.
Zuko.
Yeah, he's just
Yeah.
like he don't care about none of them. Like,
Yeah. But
but yeah.
very rewatchable for sure. I
Mhm.
really enjoy it. I just need the characters to pick it up, and maybe a little bit tighter writing, which could, I think you explained it perfectly. Probably could be alleviated with 2 more episodes. Space
Mhm.
that thing out a little bit more, and then we're in there.
Okay. Okay.
All right,
I'll be
let's go.
honest.
I'm excited for this one.
I'll be honest, bro.
Uh huh.
I thought we was gonna have the same answer, but
Okay.
you went a little bit lower than I am going to go. So
Okay.
I'm gonna give it an 8 right now. I'm gonna give it an 8 because I think it's
Okay.
really good in the sense
Yeah.
of like when I was watching it, I was like, bruh, like so many times. I'm like, bruh,
Yeah.
what am I watching right now in the best way? And it was like everything I had hoped for from a visual standpoint,
Yes.
music, like lore, world building, all of those things are in there. But the characters, the big three, really just Katara and Aang. Mainly Aang was just like not quite ready.
Yeah.
They're just not like they haven't like I think Sokka's bought in, I think Zuko's bought in, I think Iroh's bought in.
Yeah.
Um freaking Ozai definitely bought in. Like
For sure. For sure.
so I don't know what it's gonna take for them to really get there because
Yeah. It could just be better writing, right?
no, because the lines were there.
You think so?
I think the lines were there. Maybe more so for Aang, just because Aang felt more like a broken record a lot of times. Versus Katara, I just wanted more emotion and
Oh,
like
100%.
physical, like face changing. That it's
Yeah.
like not just a stale face the whole time of just like like. And even when she's in her whisper bag to Aang, you know what I'm saying? Like, shed a tear, do something, you
Yeah.
know?
It's not, and those two are like, they are like the story, like
Yeah.
episode to episode. Those two are really driving it.
hmm Yeah. And really and really just Aang just falling apart every single second, bro. Like no confidence. Like Aang in the animated series was overconfident a lot of times and would have to get humbled. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And like
And
ignore responsibilities and then get humbled
yeah,
at, wow, I did this to these people. Like, remember,
right.
like, look what I brought to Kyoshi Island.
hmm Like Aang is very similar to Luffy in the sense of like they're both like free flowing and just like, oh, I see this over here. I remember doing this with my friend this time. Let's go do this. And like they see something and they automatically want to go to it. And
Yeah.
they uh describe that as him being a kid and a child, and
Yeah.
it's just like, no, that was more so his personality,
Mhm.
because he talked about it earlier on that like he was always the best in the class but didn't really know why, and he had to help hold back, and those moments were good, but it was just the constant, I failed, I did this, I did that, and it just like not even address what anybody else has to say. He just solves his own problem immediately
Yeah.
after, and don't even acknowledge what the other person said. So I think that was like one of my biggest issues, because I was like, bruh, the last time he said, I was like, yo, you're frying me, bruh. Like
I know, bro.
you
That's
are
what I'm
frying me,
talking
bruh.
about. Yeah.
But the show has a lot of potential. Zuko has always been my favorite character. So initially I was skeptical. But he got in his
Yeah.
bag. And then like also like just the parts they don't show, like, you know, finding out Zuko survived was just like not as big of a moment as it was in the animation. I think the lead up to that was like, oh, they did it, like, you know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
I don't know, it was
Like
good.
there's a lot of potential here.
Yeah,
This is clearly like you're drafted number one overall.
right,
I'm picking this show. I would bet on this a lot
right.
for
Like they
season two to
definitely
be
winning
out
Rookie
the
of the
park.
Year right now,
Yeah, like
100%.
it's really hard for me to think they're gonna really fumble it season
Mm-hmm.
two because of everything that they did so good. They have to maintain, and you just have to tweak just a little bit. Pick the right stories, and we're
Yeah,
in there.
yeah. And even like the more underground storylines that will get explored in later books, like the White Lotus. Um, just watching Uncle Iroh move, it's interesting now because I have a different perspective, because I just don't know how he is going to get Brolic, bruh. What is he going to do? No way he goes no shirt, bruh. No way.
Yeah,
He gonna have to get up
CGI.
one of
He
those
gonna look
one of
tough,
those
bro.
muscle suits,
Yep.
and keep the T on. Because that is like Uncle Iroh's redemption arc is something people watch YouTube just randomly, like
Yeah,
just
they probably
endless
not gonna make
anime
him brolic.
edits. Nah, but they gotta do something. But yeah, so I would give it an 8.
All right. Yeah.
Nothing too crazy. It sucks giving it an 8 though, because it's way better than a lot of other 8s out there. But it's just like when you look at what that the show has the potential to be, I was like, dang. Like on the
And it
surface, they
looks
doing
so
everything right.
good.
Like on the
Like,
surface, they doing everything right, bruh.
yeah.
And I'm just like, yo, not right there, man. Just do like
Yeah.
take it there.
That's how I feel. And no matter what, it just goes to show it's just hard to compare to the original animation. It's
Yeah.
just it's just it's just almost impossible. So
Especially like Earthbending.
yeah. And I thought they did a
Earthbending,
great job with Earthbending, but yep.
yeah. Earthbending is like, as far as what gets captured, like it's not as dynamic as the fire and water are,
Yeah.
just because it's like way more like, it's a lot darker and heavy. So
Mhm.
like the motion blur, as far as like when they're actually doing the bending, whether they're picking up a boulder or, you know,
They're gonna have to
brings,
speed that up in book two.
yeah. So like they gotta do something, because the boulder is coming. I can't wait.
Bro, I
I don't
can't
need to
wait.
know
I
who.
can't wait.
I need to know who's playing the boulder,
Is
bro.
Sparky Boom Man in book two or book three?
Nah, that's later. That's later,
Okay.
bro. That's later. Um,
Come on, Netflix, do the right thing.
it's going crazy though. But let us know in the comments what y'all thought of Avatar. Also, what element are you bending? And do you think Azula is going to turn up?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Because even her gang, bruh, like her gang don't even really seem that scared of her. For
Hmm.
you know, like Azula put fear into youngins, bro. Maybe now that she got a battle under her belt, that's gonna increase the bloodlust. But yeah, man, you got anything else for Avatar, bro?
Nah, I really hope a lot of people see it. Stop thinking this was the worst thing ever or close to the Avatar or The Last Airbender, the movie. Because anyone who thinks this was bad is just a hater. It's annoying to see
It
something
wasn't
of this
watching.
quality.
Yeah,
Yeah, something of this quality and just be like, oh, it's not as good as the animation. You're just,
it shouldn't even
I,
be in that same like type of conversation because it's doing something different.
yeah, they act like this is trash and it's not.
Yeah,
Sorry, random X people, Twitter people. I just saw that recently and I was like, bro, y'all serious? Like,
yeah.
y'all got some
So,
high standards then. Like,
right. So everybody get to keep their job this time.
yeah, for sure, for
He
sure.
was calling that
Like
Marvel
like I said, it's just
last
like
week.
the child acting. Yeah, that other bro. I can't wait for you to see that movie. We may have a double one. We gonna come back and hear your opinion on that.
That's hilarious. But um, yeah, that's it for that. Chris, what you geeked about, bro?
I just started the Avatar again. We
Okay,
going get the
Journey.
good stuff out the way.
Yeah.
It goes by quick.
Mm.
5 episodes in and we moving. And then we're gonna do Korra again because I saw Korra when it came out and finished it up when it was wrapping up.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to go back to it again because I remember the animation being really good.
Mm-hmm.
And I am finishing up Only Murders in the Building with Selena Gomez on Hulu. Um,
Oh, you're on Hulu.
yeah.
Okay.
So, wrapping that up, and then we'll get to finish up Love Is Blind season 6 Thursday. I don't know if the reunion drops also, but man, some heavy drama some tea has been spilling on these
Gosh.
contestants. Such as people being married before they got on the show. Um,
Standard procedure.
People's sexuality was not expressed before they got on the show, so it's a little confusing that you go on a dating show. Oh man, like so much drama is gonna happen when this
Yeah.
reunion comes out, but there's also a chance that this is the last season ever because you can't be having this. You can't be catfishing like the whole show and then like
Mm.
not going on for the right reasons. So excited to finish that up. But Netflix, you gotta just drop them all. I hate waiting week by week.
I'm a fan of
But
that.
yeah, but what ya geeked about? G?
NCAA
Uh-oh.
football 25.
Oh man. You still gotta wait.
I still gotta wait, but I'm excited. Everybody talking about who they gonna pick and what they gonna do, and all the memes is going crazy. I think my favorite one was it was like how I'm finna get this 5-star to this HBCU when they got this NIL for $1 million. Because
True.
I
That's
don't know
true.
how it's gonna work, bro. I have no idea. But I know who I'm gonna pick. So
I wanna hear it.
my favorite team is Ohio State, right? And we haven't won a natty in a little while. You know what I'm saying? But
True.
I can't like going into there. Like I want a project, bro. Like
Oh.
I need a project type thing. So what I'm gonna end up doing is um for Road to Glory, because both Dynasty mode and Road to Glory is gonna be in the game. Road to Glory, I'm gonna go with Ohio State, and I'm gonna do like a quarterback or a running back, whichever one's more fun. Uh,
Ohio State.
and I'm gonna get a natty with them. But my project is gonna be the Arizona Wildcats, so I can go up against Coach Brown. What's up?
Wow, that's unexpected. That
Yeah,
was out of left field. I'm not gonna lie.
yeah. Just cause like I wanted somewhere it's like I want it to be competitive, but also like I want it to be somewhere it's like different than all the normal schools that everybody picks.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, because a lot of people are gonna pick like a random school. Like I don't know. If Hampton's in the game, I might do a Hampton one, but
Oh,
I
true,
don't know
true,
how that's
true.
gonna work. I don't know if that the FCS was it FCS or S. I don't know. I don't know.
FBS or no?
FBS. I think it's
FCS.
FCS. Yeah, I don't know if FCS is in the game. It should be though.
I
Um,
think they are, but
yeah,
I'll double check that too.
yeah. So
That's solid. That's solid.
that should be fun. But Chris, who are you gonna pick? Curious. Before I get in the
I
rest
ain't
of
gonna
my
lie. I'm picking Florida State. I
Florida State.
I'm going Florida State. I can't wait. I can't
Wow,
wait to go there. It's not
redemption.
quite the project, but
Yeah.
yeah, it's more of like a redemption. Maybe it'll take like a year or two to get the right people in place back.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a big enough school, powerhouse school that like something gonna go
Compete.
down.
You can compete.
Yeah,
Yeah, I like that.
yeah.
I like that.
And then like
Yeah.
at the worst, if my dude only makes it to like like 11-2 or whatever, and they play in a few bowl games, I ain't
Mm-hmm.
gonna be too mad. And
Yeah.
then one day I'll do a University of Maryland one. I got to,
Okay.
but normally that one is like it's just for fun.
Jersey's gonna be
Cause
hard though.
yeah, yeah, but it deep down it's like, yeah, we about to have some bums here and there. Can't beat Ohio State, can't beat Michigan, can't beat Penn State.
Yeah.
It's not gonna have that feeling of I'm really gonna take Maryland to the Natty. Like,
Bro, it's a video
mm,
game, bro. You can do it.
yeah, I can do it. Yeah, true.
That's the whole
That's
point.
how I'm gonna play it. That's how I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna take the I beat Ohio State. I'm gonna be like, yo, I'm the goat. I'm the goat. I'm leaving campus like the man. That's how I'm gonna
Yeah.
do. Yeah.
Oh, that's hilarious. Yeah. So.
FSU for the big dogs, and then
Hmm.
Maryland for just upset Michigan, just upset Ohio State. I'm good, man. I'm
That's crazy.
good.
That's crazy. I ain't mad at it though. But that's the first thing I'm geeked about because that's been just going crazy with the news of it's coming out and stuff like. And that don't come out to like I think July. So
Everyone
it's a
gonna be
little
on it.
while. It's a little while from now, but yeah, that should be fun. But I'm also geeked about watching Shogun. Shogun drops in a couple days this week. On Hulu,
Mm-hmm.
and that should be fire. That's the next show that's on my list.
Is that
Other
this
than
week?
that, yeah, it's the 28th. So
Oh,
like really, literally about
Wednesday.
to drop. Yeah. Um, that should be dope. And
Nice.
then we got Dune. Dune
Friday.
on Friday. So that's gonna be amazing. I know it is. I got a good feeling, bro. I got a good feeling. Um, I think I'm gonna watch Dune 1 again before I go see it. I think it's
If I get time, it's
like
long.
it's a long movie, so I might watch it like the night before or something. Just sit down and do that. But that should be fun. And then what else?
That's gonna probably be next pod.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. I think that's it. I don't really got nothing else I can think of at this moment. Oh, uh, I'm almost at 600 in One Piece. And
Bro, he catching up. I haven't
where are
seen
you
One
at,
Piece in a
bro?
while.
Where are you at?
I'm like at 620. I'm not. I'm
Oh,
close,
okay. So that's
but
like a week. That's like a month away, barely.
you're like a week.
Yeah, I watch
Like
like I watch like three
you're
at a
gonna be
time.
there. Yeah.
But it's not. I don't know what you're tripping about though. Something bad must happen soon. 'Cause I like this arc I'm on right now. You
Oh yeah,
said
yeah,
it
yeah.
got slow, and I was just like, I
Oh, I,
definitely
I do think that arc's slow. Yeah, true.
yeah. I did skip the filler parts though. I didn't watch the filler. Because
Yeah,
it's
I
like
don't watch it.
there's no point in doing that. But the dub is saving my life though. Watching it in
Yeah,
dub is like how
yeah.
I'm
You're
able to do
right.
it.
You're close to me.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm like I think I'm 598 now, something like that. Oh,
Okay.
but the
I
only thing
have
about
like
One
15
Piece though,
episodes in front of you.
okay, like there's only like the only thing about One Piece is that they be spoiling the next episode before you even get to watch it, bro.
It's
Like
bad.
the titles, bro. I'm like, yo,
Bad.
why would you do that, bro? You just pissing me off.
Yeah.
Like, what's the point of watching if I know what's gonna happen now? But Law go crazy, and yeah, boom.
I'm at 607.
Oh, I'm right there. I'm right there, bro.
Yeah, you're right there.
Like I'm gonna
I'm
be
I'm,
past
I'm
that
about to watch
tomorrow.
tomorrow.
So what you gotta do is like you gotta keep watching.
I just spoiled
you forget.
myself, bro. Oh my gosh. Dang, I'm about to
Dang.
really watch tomorrow
Folded.
now. I did.
Folded, bro. But hope y'all enjoyed this episode. If y'all did, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Rate the podcast 5 stars on your favorite audio platform. Share this with a friend. Tell them about us. Because we are your favorite debate duo. Even though this today wasn't really that much of a debate. I thought you just didn't like it or something, like the way you was talking about it. I was like, dang, like
Yeah.
how do you hate against this movie?
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
In that way. But because you look even on a tear recently, bro.
Yeah.
But I'm glad you finally enjoying something that we get to watch.
Yeah, for sure.
So appreciate y'all for tuning in. We'll see y'all next week. Stay geeked. Peace.
There you go.